My questions to MSR design team. The problem I have is, let's say I want to start the stove. According to you guys, I think, or in general how you design this product, is that I need to take this off, use a lighter, light it up here, basically open the valve, I'm right. Going. Problem is that if it's raining, snowing, whatever, or wind is too strong, it's sometimes really hard to ignite it, and it might die off because of wind, for example. Here we have these 3 pins, 1, 2, and the third one there. They're meant for these things here, basically. So you would put your pot like that and would lock it in, and it would hold. That's all great. I figured that you can still light up stove like that. But it's not ideal and it's not stable. You can use kind of these pins, but they are really at the small holding line. Like, this thing is not stable. In strong wind it's not great. You might end up with your hot food everywhere. Voila. Great. But ideally it either would have a 1 or 2 these hot air vents, more like a tube or something, where you could put your lighter, or just kind of put a lighter next to it, close to it, and give that spark in, you know, like an oval shape, like a tube, some insert, which would still would be protected. It wouldn't be overexposed, anything, but you could light it up from position like this. The big problem for many people is that you cannot regulate the heat really well, and sometimes you end up basically killing the fire when you try to simmer, to cook something slowly, for example. Another solution would be to make these pins wider, like these metal, sorry, I'm not English native speaker, these things here, these little things which help to lock this stove pot, they could be wider. Also, this could be redesigned in such a way that you could make it nicely kind of stand, and maybe one side would be without holes for wind blocking or something, and then while this is standing safely and securely, you can use this to light up your stove. That would be great. Thank you, MSR. Please, designers, really help us to have a better gear. I can try as much as I want, doesn't matter, even with a maximum gas flow, I still won't be able to light it up from position like that. And it's getting scary. So we need some insert, like a valve. Like right now there is these exhausts for heat and oxygen for air, and this needs to have some more space so you can fit a lighter or some special igniter, or just to put your normal lighter closer and kind of give that spark in, and that would light up the stove. That would solve so many issues. Like for example, in mountains, once I really got scared because it rained on my MSR, what I had, a reactor, and fuck me, I couldn't light the thing up. I was trying, wind was just too hard, and it was a bit wet. Really, guys, improve your products. I'm giving you these ideas. Kinda makes sense when you lean it just on one side. Kinda use one pin, and it opens up here a little bit, and that side stays a little bit covered, and through here then you can light it up. But still, it's not, I don't think it's designed this way. It could be designed better to be lit up. I'm trying to make a sense of it, and at the same time I'm seeing a point in lighting, starting the stove this way. You just tilt it up, put a lighter in next to it, and you start it from there. That's great, but still, I wish that it would be stable. I wouldn't need to use my two hands, and I could start it just from here, like literally here. I wouldn't need to lift this up or do anything. It's hard to simmer with this stove. You can hear gas is still flowing. It's just that it's flowing at very low rate, and it's not enough to power this thing, because it's pushing lots of gas, and it needs to go through all that mesh metal to heat it up. I never took it apart and never actually examined it, how it's made from inside, but I see and I think that gas is basically pushing from here, of course, here into this mesh sponge on MSR reactor. It's even more better made, I think, better quality materials, better metals or something. Like it's a real metal sponge. This is like metal wiring meshed together, and all that gas is pushing through it. And if it doesn't have enough gas power to drive it up, it just dies off in terms of flame. So I think that a simple solution to make it to make it better in terms for simmering, you need to make a different mesh pattern here, let's say like a little smile or like a little dot, I don't know, not too big, with a lower density of meshing, and maybe gas would first push through it. Maybe it would cause a little bit of flame to go up or something. Maybe that's the reason why it would need to be designed so it would be lower, so it wouldn't flame wouldn't be exiting through sides or something. But still, when the flame would go really low and gas still would be flowing, it could still be burning through that little spot of lower density meshing. And yeah, it needs to be designed somehow that it wouldn't cause problems with flame going too high or something.